So the next series of slides here, I'm just going to show you screenshots of what that whole process looks like, and I'll describe and narrate through that process and what it looks like for them. Okay, so this is the self-registration page for the portal, and it's very similar to any self-registration page. All of it was built within Salesforce Experience Cloud. So we were able to leverage a majority of the out-of-the-box functionality. Some of the customizations that we did here were things like duplicate checking. So if you already had an account in this particular Salesforce org, but you entered your name again, the system would actually flag that, and it would send you an email saying, hey, we've noticed that you're trying to log in here, but you already have an account. Would you like to log in instead? It would also, basically making sure, because I know that a lot of times we have duplicate issues when we just allow people to self-register. So we were able to solve that through some custom logic in the back end. Once that grantee logs in, they can now browse through all of the different funding opportunities. Now, this is pretty much standard grant making that comes bundled with NPSP as an add-on. But what we've done is presented it in a way on the portal where it shows you only specific funding opportunities that are available for this particular program. And we can also link that to specific organizations as well. So basically at this point, once you find that funding opportunity that you want to apply for, you hit the Apply Now button, and that'll bring you to the application form. Now, I've done a couple of screenshots here of the application form. Now, this is a 4-page application. I've copied in, I'm showing you page 1 and the last page. And as you can see, all of this is built on Form Assembly, so you'll probably recognize the layout and all of that. It has all of the bells and whistles that your Form Assembly form can do. So the Google Translate, it can do custom logic, conditional fields that pop up and go away depending on things that you selected. It handles all of the different form field types like text or numbers, whatever. It also has things like save and resume. So if you were to, finish page 1 and 2, but you have to go for dinner and you got to come back later and finish this off, we've set it up so that it'll actually save the record right into Salesforce. So even if it's not complete, someone on staff can log into Salesforce and see the partially completed application form, figure out where you're stuck at, and help you out. So it's a really good benefit. Form Assembly gives you the choice whether or not you want to save it on their database or push the incomplete form directly to Salesforce. So really handy tool here. One of the things I wanted to point out to you, though, is that you notice that this form is actually embedded inside the Experience Cloud, which is pretty cool. So now instead of, sometimes when you have a fill in the form, you click on a link and it takes you out of the portal and you're on a separate link. And then once you're done there, you have to navigate back. You don't have to here. Everything's embedded right into the Salesforce Experience Cloud. So it has that really unified feel. Okay. All right, moving on to the next tab. So yeah, basically at this point, they're going to fill in their application form. They're going to hit submit, and that's going to create the record into Salesforce. Now, those of you who are familiar with NPSP grant management, you're going to recognize the funding request object. It's basically the place where we keep all of our questions for the application forms, and those we've hidden in the background just because they get unruly once you show them all. But every funding request has a series of different statuses. So the goal here is to, walk these applications through their statuses, making sure that they get reviewed, making sure that they get awarded, et cetera. Okay. All right, so at this point now, assuming that several people have gone in and applied for funding, you are going to have a pile of funding requests sitting in our queue. And this is where that matrix comes in. And so this is the custom matrix that we built for them. So what you're going to see is on the left side, you're going to see a list of all of the application forms or the funding requests that have come in. Across the top, you're going to see all of the different reviewers who volunteered to help out with the review process. And simply by clicking on any of these little checkboxes, the system will create a scorecard or a review record and attach it to the funding request and to that reviewer record. so that you know which reviewers are assigned to which applications. And as you can see, we can link one application to multiple reviewers, or we can review one reviewer to multiple applications. So it's a many-to-many type of relationship, and it gives you very much flexibility in how you want to assign things out. So at a glance, we can easily see what the distribution looks like, and we can easily adjust things as well. We also have the capability, I don't think we show it here, but if there is a conflict of interest, we can also flag that here as well. So sometimes a reviewer will start reviewing an application and say, oh, you know what, that's my brother-in-law. Let me put this as conflict of interest. It will automatically remove you as a reviewer, and it'll be visible on this matrix so that that application can get reassigned to somebody else. All right, so now that we've done all of our assignments, our reviewers are now free to log into the portal, and it's the same portal, and take a look at their list of reviews. So what's unique about their experience is because we know that these folks have reviews assigned to them, a special menu item will appear, and when they click on this reviews menu item, it'll bring them to a special part of the portal where they get to see all of their assignments, click on one of them, and open the review page. And this is what it looks like. So on the left side, you can see the application form saved in a PDF format. So they cannot update this left side. This is a read-only thing. And they can scroll through and see all of the different pages in the application form. They can even click up into this application file section and look at any uploaded files that the applicant has uploaded. You can zoom in and out and all standard PDF stuff. But what's really cool is on the right side, we see their scorecard, right? And there's no way to get mixed up. The scorecard is unique to this application and to the reviewer, and it's always linked so you never get confused. So what you end up doing is you're scrolling on the left, reading it through, and as you're reading, you're scrolling on the right side and filling in your evaluation and your score. Okay, so all of this happens in this two side-by-side panel review page, and this allows them to stay organized and submit their reviews as efficiently as possible. So once they submit the reviews, all of those go into the system, and then now the committee can go ahead and make their decisions. So what's great about Salesforce is their reporting engine is incredibly intuitive and easy to use, and so you can create your own custom reports. Here's an example of one where we're listing out all of the funding requests on the left side here. And then each funding request will have multiple reviewers. Each reviewer can recommend an amount that they want to grant out to that particular funding request. They'll answer specific questions, and then you would have a column for their final recommendation, whether or not they want to go ahead with the grant or not. And so in one table, you're able to pull a huge summary of all of the different results that have come through, and then know at a glance which grants we're going to be giving out.